Today I am explaining about the concept is consumer functional interface. Let me show you the documentation before writing example about consumer functional interface. So consumer functional interface having only one abstract method called accept. So it requires only one argument of type T. You can pass collection object, custom object or wrapper object, whatever it may be, you can pass it, but it will return, void. Return type of that accept method is void. It won't return anything. This is the only one abstract method consumer functional interface contains. Let me write an example. So first I am trying to build a simple logic. So I am passing one argument and I am trying to print it. Consumer. Here I am trying to pass argument of type string. Consumer reference. I am trying to create reference for that consumer. So it will accept one argument and I am trying to print it. So first I am starting with simple logic. So now implementation is done for that accept method. Now I am trying to call that accept method. So that accept method is present inside consumer. That's why I am taking reference of consumer. Then I am trying to call with some value. Let me run it. So it is printing. You can observe best use case for this consumer interface accept method when you are trying to implement loggers. This is the best fit. So here I implemented only one line of logic. So depending on logic requirement, we can do multiple lines of logic also. So here I implemented one line logic, that is whatever I am passing input, I am trying to print it. So it is best fit for implementing loggers. Instead of consumer reference, let me do some meaningful variable name logger. So let me run one more time. So it is printing same result. So now I will build some one more logic which contains more than one line logic. So let me write that consumer. Here I am trying to pass integer type of input. So what I am trying to do, so I am multiplying that number. So number times number. You can say it is a square. So I am passing one number. Why? Because it is accepting only one argument. So I am trying to do number times number logic, number times number, and store into a variable. So now let me print it. So now the square logic is good. Now trying to call accept method, accept of 12. Now let me run. So 12 times 12, 144, it is giving. So here I am trying to build logic like multiplication only. So here I write only multiplication. Depending on logic requirement, you can do number of lines. No problem, you can do it. So this is the accept method implementation, and try to implement a transformation by using default method like and then. So it is accepting consumer and it will also return consumer. Let me write example for that one as well. For doing transformation, I am trying to build logic like first do number times number, that means make it square of that passed input, and next do 3 times of that number, cube of that number. So let me pass integer type for one more function that I can call it as a cube. So it is also accepting one number. Here also I am trying to build logic like 3 times of that number. Let me copy and paste. So do one more time, but this number. Now there is typo error. So that one also resolved. Now try to do transformations by using these two one by one. First do square for this 12, then do cube for this 12. So square and then cube for which number? 12. First do square, then do cube, and also once that square is done, print here. Cube is done, print here for the number of 12. So let me run. So 12 times 12 is 144. 3 times of 12 will be 1728. This is the default method present inside consumer and transformations by the consumer. So if we can observe the consumer function, I am trying to pass integer data type as input. So consumer also we have special case like function and predicate. We are trying to pass input type is integer type. We have special case like int consumer. Instead of this, let me change that consumer of integer to int consumer. Int consumer. Here also I am trying to update int consumer. Now let me run one more time. So still I am getting same output. There is no effect. So this is the special case about int consumer. Same. If your requirement is if you are trying to pass long consumer, double consumer. So these are the some special cases. Here you can observe consumer of string. There is no special type called string consumer. That's why you can use consumer of type string. This is if you can observe only consumer accept one argument. Only one argument consumer is accepting. So if your requirement is two argument consumer, I mean if you are trying to pass two, then you can go for by consumer. So let me implement one more example for by consumer. By consumer is accepting two type of arguments. I am trying to specify both are integer only. Integer and second one also integer. So I am trying to do build a logic like first will be multiplication. So num one, num two. Two numbers I am trying to passing here. So I am trying to implement logic like multiplication of these two numbers. So num one and num two. So I am trying to store a resultant in a new variable. So finally I am trying to print it. So now my consumer logic is looking good. Next I am trying to call accept method present inside by consumer by using that by consumer reference. By consumer reference that is multiplication dot accept. It is accepting two type of arguments that is integer. So two arguments I need to pass. So here I can pass first number will be 3, second number will be 5. Now let me call it. So 3 times 5 will be 15. By consumer is working as expected. So next I will try to implement transformation also by using by consumer like this. So for that what I am trying to do, let me copy and paste in one more line. I mean one more exam. I mean implementation of that by consumer. Here what I am trying to do will like add. Here I can simply replace multiplication with addition. So I can call and then multiplication of these two and then sum of these two. So and then so it is accepting two argument and then no I am passing add. It is accepting add. So I am trying to pass two values. First do multiplication and then do addition for these values. So accept is inside multiplication and addition. That's why we are calling at the end. Then it will be work like sequence multiplication and then add. Let me run one more time. So multiplication of 3 and 5 will be 15. 3 times 5 will be 15 and sum of 3 and 5 will be 18. Order is no, I mean not important. You can pass in any order. So I can pass here add and I can pass here multiplication. So still I am getting same result with a different order. Order is not important. First time previously I called multiplication and then addition. Here first I called addition and then multiplication. Order is not important in when we are performing transformations. So this is the explanation about abstract method present inside consumer and default method and then. So in coming video, I will explain about supplier. Thank you.